Question for Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Can you contrast the first half to the second half offensively?
Yeah, we just couldn't get out of our own way in the first half. You know, we had a couple good drive starter completions that ended up being fumbled, and you know the interception, the 2-minute drill. We had a lot of confidence coming into this game and the plan that we had set out. You know, and even at halftime, it was just like, come on, let's stop, you know, shooting ourselves in the foot and let's just execute our plan. You know, we've got a great one, and you know, the defense held tough in the first half, got some turnovers in the second half, and you know, we're just kind of able to find that momentum a little bit with the field goal and then the touchdowns.
How comforting is it to have 3 guys who you can consistently rely on, with Decker and Marshall and Ivory? I mean, all those guys in every win have been substantial.
Yeah, they're great players. You know, it's nice for me as a quarterback to be able to turn around and hand it to Chris and just, you know, kind of watch him go. I mean, he is an unbelievable football player, and Brandon showed that today too. You know, there was a time in the game where a couple passes went his way that, you know, he didn't have to make the play. You know, it wouldn't have. If he didn't make the play, I don't think anybody would have thought, man, you know, he dropped it or anything. He just made some absolutely ridiculous plays out there, and he wants to rise to the moment, you know, and so that was good. And then Deck getting the touchdown and a couple of his, you know, the early completion that he broke a few tackles, and you know, he's a nice security blanket for me. Just a guy I know is going to be in the right spot and is going to be able to make plays.
It doesn't seem like it's an overly complicated plan. Maybe people kind of understand who the playmakers are on offense,
yeah.
but it's worked. Can this sustain for the remainder of the season?
Yeah, I mean, we've just got to continue to put the work in during the week and come out and do it. But you know, you've got guys that have been successful. You know, especially looking at Brandon, he's done it his whole career. You know, you've got guys that have shown it and showed that it is sustainable. You know, and so we've just got to continue to get better. You know, I think we took a step in the right direction this week, especially in the second half on offense.
What was your reaction when you saw Marshall actually gain the play that led to 35
I mean, I've thrown so many of those where I'm kind of getting hit as I release in my career and they get picked. So, you know, I was thinking, oh boy, here we go. And how he caught it, I don't know. And then how he turned it into a touchdown, I really don't know. But yeah, that's one of those that you just, you know, very thankful that Brandon is my teammate, and very thankful for the opportunity to get to throw to him.
What did you see on your run? What looked like Ivory when you touchdown?
So that, you know, Chris Ivory, we always talk about the way that he runs and all that stuff, but they brought a nickel blitz on that one. And if you go back and look at the play, Chris is pointing it out before it happens, and Chris runs over there and picks up the blitz, and then everybody else was kind of locked on our guys, and so I was able to get free and go, and then just, you know, had some space, and I didn't know where it was going to take me. Usually if I get to about 5 yards, somebody starts catching me, but was able to sneak into the end zone. But that was a play that not a whole lot of people probably noticed what Chris did on that play, but it was phenomenal by him.
Do you think that coming off the bye week, there was a little out of sync in the first half, and that was the cause?
You know, we had the 3 turnovers obviously, but a few guys that we had the fumbles with Deck and Brandon that, you know, those guys don't fumble a whole lot, and so you know, they were just kind of fluke plays that we've got to get corrected, obviously, but I don't think it had anything to do with the timing of the bye or anything.
What's your mentality about throwing guys open, throwing 50-50 balls? Because there are going to be some interceptions. There was one today because the guy's not open. A lot of young quarterbacks don't like doing that because they want to see the guy open. What is your mindset about it? Because you know it's at times there are going to be interceptions just because of the nature of the play.
You've got to. I mean, you've got to trust your guys. Trust your guys are going to be in the right spot, and that's why when we always talk about timing and chemistry and all that stuff, that's why it's so big, because rarely in the NFL are you throwing it to wide open guys, you know. And you know, there are a lot of times too where you're throwing the ball and then you're getting hit, so you're listening to the crowd's reaction to see if it was a good play or bad play, you know. But I don't know. I think a lot of it too is just confidence. You know, having confidence in yourself, having confidence in the guys you're throwing to, and you know, just being able to move on to the next play if it doesn't go well.
It doesn't look like Fitz, you heeded Todd's suggestion about sliding.
I don't. He asked me after the touchdown if we should put in the read option or the start running a speed option or whatever, which I of course said no. But I don't know. I just it's hard sometimes for me.
Coming off the broken leg, as far as running, how do you feel running? How does your leg feel?
I feel
do you
great.
think about it sometimes? Putting yourself out there in the open field.
I don't. I haven't. Especially the last few weeks. I think I'm completely healthy, completely over, the mental part of it, of thinking about it and all that. I don't wake up with aches and pains in my leg, even though, I've got a titanium rod and screws in there. I don't feel them, and so I think I'm completely healthy now, which has helped, just in terms of getting out there and running a little bit.
When you're having some of these big runs, is part of it the fact that Brandon takes up a double team and some of the other weapons, it opens up big gaping holes in the middle because of the attention the weapons get?
Yeah, I think, a lot of times, for me to get more than 5 yards, it's probably man coverage, which would mean that guys are running with our guys and pay attention to our receivers. And so, like the one today, everybody was kind of locked on their guys, and I was able to slip through. But, it's not something that we really count on or rely on, but it just, the last few games we've had a couple third down conversions that have been nice.
Ryan, looking ahead to New England, a team that's been atop the AFC East for a number of years, what offensive adjustments do you think you guys need to make to put yourselves in a chance to win?
I haven't even watched them or paid any attention to them yet. We played them a lot when we were in Buffalo, but right now I'm just excited to wrap up the press conference and go home and eat some chili in the crock pot and just enjoy this one for a little bit. But I'm sure we'll have plenty of time to talk about it next week.
I guess, piggybacking off of that a little bit, though, considering you were playing a team today that was beat up and everybody knew that they were missing a lot of players, and you had New England looming, are you impressed that the team stayed on course? This could have been a trap game or something.
Well, I think, we're not good enough to overlook anybody. Every game, I don't know what happened in the other games, but every game in the NFL, if you go in there thinking that you're going to blow a team out and the other team's not going to show up, it usually doesn't happen that way. That's not what the NFL is, and we have enough guys that have been around, and whether coaching or playing, to know that you've got to bring it every week. And you sit there at halftime, and we're losing at halftime. But we have the confidence in knowing that we're going to come back and make some plays.
Very good.
Thank you. Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks.
Bruce, what do you want to go? Bruce? What do you want to talk about?